that's not. I don't even know what that is. Okay. So I don't exactly know where to begin today. Yeah. So traditionally, what we're doing on Wednesdays is we are taking questions from chat and around, and we are answering them not only live, but also if I don't know it, I will be looking up and showing my work on screen. But I'm not sure where to begin. Kind of the discussion, like the pre-discussion before we start getting people filtering in and questions being asked. So I suppose let's just start, moving around stuff, see what's up. Start with my hangar, see what's going on. I don't have a G2. Oh, that's because of that. I really don't want that in my hangar. I only have that because I really like the stupid skin, which means I'm gonna need to have this in my hangar every time. Well, I want to check something real quick. Do I have a thing from them? No. It's fine. It's fine. I love how most of my ships are loans. It's great. What is the there's 8 and 8. So half of my fleet is loaner ships. Nice. So I've doubled my fleet with loaners. Well, not really. Because I don't have a Galaxy, I have a Carrack, I don't have a whole DLC. And a whole I don't have. What can I have? Starfighter. That makes sense. That makes sense. That makes sense. Sort of. All right. Let's build some fleets while we're waiting. Is there a better background view? I hope top. Oh. No, pyro. Oof. There's something more blue. They're all green. Okay, I'll go with that one for now. All right, so let us try and build. Oops. All right, a 3-hull C. There you go. 3-hull C's. Torque wing flying. Now, where in the formation we put them is going to kind of be important. So let's see. What is a good main defender? And I don't think we go straight to Kraken. Maybe, but I don't think so. I think that's a lot of ship for this scale. Even though I think that actually works quite well, because then you have, let's say we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we have 1, 2. Or is it 1? Nope, that's Buccaneer. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Possibly even Oh no, that's got that. We're gonna want Pisces. Let's do those two. All right. We're going to select all, make sure they're doing that, and then they are HD. All right, so let's line stuff up here. I really wish they had the closed versions. Okay. So are those the oops? These technically fit in a little housing up here, but hey, thank you. So these are gonna be here, and these have their little bays over here. Easily fit these here. In fact, we could easily fit even more ships. Oops. That, oops. That, and that. Why did... Oh, so I move this. I see. Send to back. Thank you. Send to back. Okay. Just gonna move him over there. There. I don't know why they have shadows, but they have shadows. Or can I decide if they have shadows? No, I can only decide if everything has a shadow. That's fine. Alright. So there is... Hello, Shimpasta. How is it going? I hope today's going well. So we can spread out around this guy. Ooh, keep cracking, yes. It is, where is it? It is waiting. It's finally waiting in my buyback. So do we do this? So this is a lot of firepower waiting to help. Like that, having 6 fighters, 6 light fighters, 2 medium fighters is kind of insane. What are we up to tonight? We are up to answering questions about StarCitizen. Right there. And we will be doing the research live on screen. Currently, I'm just kind of playing around with the Hangar Link thing. Trying to see, like, if I was running... Honestly, if I was running 3 whole Cs or... Select all that direction, thank you. Or 2 whole Ds, or even 1. The only thing I'd want with a whole E is more maneuverability, because even if it's here, you just can't protect all your incoming. All of this stuff is maneuverable enough. Well, all of this stuff is maneuverable enough that they can, you know, get close. They can shrink in and let the turrets kind of cover them. But this guy, you know, it's going to take an hour to move in any direction, so I'd want at least another ship. Would that be the Perseus? Maybe a couple of Persei. Badoop. There we go. So that feels like a little too much, this whole thing and these two things just for this. Because, again, you can field 6 light fighters in, you know, seeing stuff incoming, so. Plus you have the 2 Scorpiuses. So yeah, that's a bit much. But, again, you need to know what's coming. So in this little fleet here, we have one thing desperately missing, and that is... I think we're going to get rid of this guy for it. Because the best ship, obviously, is going to be the turtle. Kevin, thank you. PUV. You. That, thank you. Wait, what was this? Oh, I totally didn't know they had put that in. So you all are going to face that way. Not you. Alright, so we have our scout, we have a big radar ship that's going to be flying point. And he's scanning for incoming people. That way, these guys have enough warning to field all the fighters. Maybe that big hole flies below the Kraken. But there's still a problem of you can't reach the other side of the hole E. A, B, C, D, E. Yeah. You can't reach the other side of the D, or the whole E, with the Kraken. So if they come in from that side, if they're smart and they come in from the opposite side of the Kraken, aka fueling their own scanner ship to go see where your fleet's positioned, coming from below the whole E, then you have to wait till your fighters are scrambled to provide any support. That is the problem. Thoughts? No. Thought the Kraken would be bigger. It's big. No worries there. It looks a lot smaller than possibly it should. But it's almost as tall as the expanded spindles of the Hull C. That was the biggest ship we have in game. We have the 890. It was the whole, not the whole. Yeah, these are Hull C's. Yeah. Hey, that's my neck. Don't stab my neck. Whisk. Yeah, Hull C. Hull D. Hull E. Red Kraken. Endeavor. Fury. Whole big. Okay, Polaris on which side? I assume the comparison side. So the more I see the Polaris, the less I'm liking it. Like if we look at let's go with Galaxy. Sources galaxy images. We're going to duplicate that. Polaris. Somebody must have the shot of it. That is a shot of it. I want the video. Okay. Image. I know this is not in game yet, but the art style still holds true. It just looks very boring compared to the new style. And this is supposed to be a new ship in lore. Like, the Polaris is supposed to only have been... Ow, cat, why are you being so clawful today? Stop it. Well, stop it. Don't whine at me. Don't hit keys on my keyboard either. Yeah, 2946. So that would be 2016, and it's 23 now. So 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 years. I don't know if I can do math on screen. So 8 years. Is that right? That can't be right. It's been 8 years since 2016. That can't be right. 20, nope. 2023 minus 2016. I just realized I didn't actually did I do that? Oh, yeah, okay. I just hit the keyboard thing. That's right. Polaris compared to Galaxy. No, dude. Polaris is a warship. Galaxy is an indie ship. Sure. The problem being with that is that this is the warship bangle, or the warship aesthetic. Also looks nothing like that. The warships don't look like the traditional RSI look. Let's see. United Earth Navy, yeah. The Polaris is a Corvette class capital ship developed by RSI for the Navy. It is a warship, but designed for North Patrol and a flagship for civilian militia operations. So yeah, the Galaxy is a industrial ship, or at least a independent ship. And I think that the outside could have been given a little more love before moving on. Like, it's just gonna look very boring. Like, the shape language is just very boring. The textures are going to have to do a lot of work. Oh, that's not one. One moment. Just getting weird notifications. Want to make sure there's nothing going on. I was using Battleship as just war time ship. we're fine. Everything's fine here. Yeah, I just don't like the look of it. With so many ships getting, you know, this style. Even the Perseus. Heck, yeah, let's go with the Perseus. It looks nothing like the Polaris. Like, that is... The Perseus has a style all its own. It's also a lot smaller. Like, just look at the amount of difference. Like, maybe they'll add some stuff in gray box, but this is the white box of this. And this is still the white box of this. Like, they just kind of smoothed out some of the stuff. And all I got is I'm concerned of it right now. Because it's still in the white box, like, I can't actually have any decent opinions on it. Because it is not done, to say the least. It could be the model isn't detailed enough. The model I'm looking at, no. But this is the model we saw at CitizenCon, and they said this is the end of white box. And it still looks just so boring. And not RSI at all. Like, it just looks so phoned in. I'm just worried about it. I'm just worried that it's going to be the ugly duck of the bigger RSI ships, or bigger ships in general. That's saying something. Saying that the carrot or Kraken's a thing. Like, that becomes the ugly duck, even compared to this. It's weird. Yeah. Where did I miss that? Some guys want armor and functionality. That's great. You can still have it in good wrapping paper. Like, the Perseus, I think, is a much better look than current Polaris looks. So, for that military kind of look. And again, we have the Bengal. All right. Not much happened this week in the roundup. The new maps are committed. Multi-crew spawn locations have been committed. Sulin was added to the release view and tracker. Though I don't think there's a delta. No, there is a delta. What is the delta? 4. Nothing happened. Wow. Yeah, okay, so that's been broken. The progress track has been broken all year. So it's just not been getting updates. It's bad. And they won't fix it for some gosh darn reason. Own both Percy and Polly for a purpose, not the look. But I do find the Polaris very nice though. To each his own. Yeah. Like, I get that it has a purpose, but given the same purpose in a different ship that looks nicer, you'll pick the one that looks nicer. Is what I'm trying to say. Like, it looks, to me, not good. And that will just mean that you pick a different ship the second something else comes along. Think we'll get the 322 before Christmas? That one's hard. That one's a hard question. Let's see if this is a bad idea. Yeah, probably. Good night, either. Calendar. Is there anything on here? Sort of. Schedule month. When is that? Why does this not have it? So that is, yes, discard changes. It's gonna be bright, but it's fine. Ah! It's very bright. When is that? Phone, you can tell me. When does my life get better? New Year. 24th and 5th. So that's... You're in here? Yeah, I'd say so. Yeah. Because that's... less than a week out from the new year, which they always take a New Year break. So they'll be trying to wrap up and get out of the office as fast as possible. And they won't release it on Sunday or Monday or Saturday, so they'll be releasing it at the latest Friday. Friday the 22nd. Life gets better when we stop using computers. I severely disagree. I wholeheartedly disagree. We're just using them improperly. I do think life for me would get a lot better if either one of two things happen. I gain like 10 points in self-control, or YouTube gets rid of its shortest feature. But no, I think we're just using computers wrong. I forgot to take all the stuff out of my pockets from work. Ugh. I feel like a camel. I've read all this before. They should put there. Oh. Oh. Hello. I can't wait till this Bible in game. I wonder, do we have access to the storm in the raid cameras now? I just did a double CCU upgrade, C1 Prospect from Vulcan. Nice. I wonder. I think of computers just like light bulbs. Like they are useful, but they can also be used improperly. Kind of like fire. Learning Commander tank. Aww. Why can't we use it yet? Sads. All of the sads. I have to wait till I get paid to get my C1 back. I wonder how many people are actually using the anti-air stuff. Same for my Emerald Archimedes. Interesting. Then we get my favorite mission starts up on the Thursday, whatever this Thursday is. It is. Oh, that's tomorrow. Huh, we're gonna be doing two events at one time, or are they going to stop and start around each other? Okay, so it only runs for an amount of time on each of these days. Oh, it's done now. Got it. So Dumptown is off. Wow. Had an old Hull C in my buyback for $250. Bought it with store credit. Had the CCU value of $500. Wow. Paid $75 CCU to the Arestra, so saved $250. Nice. I personally don't like playing the whole CCU game, because I like to keep all of my ships in motion, and if I CCU and then try and melt, I don't get all the stuff back, and for that reason, like, when I was doing CCU stuff, I got all the way up to I think it was an Odyssey, by way of, I think it was, I start out with, where's he at? This guy, because he was a referral code, but he was $90. So I had almost $100 just right out of the gate saved. And I went up the chain. I got a Carrick Expedition, and then I kept going up to the Odyssey. And then, like, I had all of that money. Like, how much is the Odyssey now? I say $700. So I had $700 that I just couldn't move to other ships. I couldn't use. And so finally one day I wrote in and to the ticket server and said, hey, can I just remove that? I just want to bring it all down. And so I just buy stuff and melt it back into the buyback. And then I will pull stuff out of here as I want. So the only things I really don't have in here are some of the color variants, but the one thing I wish I had in here was a Carrick Expedition. So someday in the far future, I might end up buying one secondhand, or maybe it's in-game at some point. My current pet peeve is that I cannot get rid of this without getting, without getting rid of the What's it called? Getting rid of the paint. I really like that paint. But I just want the paint. I want the entire thing. Like, I just want to buy it in game. I didn't know I had that paint. I forgot about that paint. I can get rid of a lot of these. I don't really fly. Well, I don't have an SRV. Don't really think I'll be flying one soon. Get rid of a lot of these. Yeah. Don't even have one of those. How much is the Andromeda? I could just look on here. The Andromeda is 240. That's not my one. Yep, 240. Actually, same drive to Carrick upgrade. Buyback 4275. Tomorrow is the last day. Yep. I think so. Yeah, looks like it. 30th. Yep. Tomorrow is last day. For purchase, so 240 plus 275 equals 515 for Carrick. I wish it would go till Friday, Saturday, Saturday. Yeah, there's some stuff I would have done if it went till a little longer. For instance, I thought of a way to get a base Explorer or a base 600i because you can't buy. So the day before the Best in Show day, you weren't able to buy a normal 600. So what you actually could have done though is bought a different ship, then upgrade to it, and that would have been a normal. So I know for next time I want a normal, and I'm late on the getting it thing. No, sale has to end. I can't hold on anymore. Spent too much same. Very much same. It's spent like 500 this year. I'm not exactly thrilled about it. But I like what I have, and I have what I like, so it's not bad. It's weird too, like I don't know. I still feel like they would make more money if they didn't shut off sales every event. But see how we're talking about it. Let us go and okay. It wants my cookies. Run. Well, we have crossed the line. We are now plus 15, so let's do the fun math. So we have plus 12, 12.7. Oh, it's gonna start doing that. Minus 4, 2.5 plus 5, 3.6 minus 10. Oops, 10.3 minus 7.9. Oof. Minus 34.1 minus 2.6. .6 plus 0.8 plus 85. Wow. 0.5 plus 1.5. So far, that should be it. I forget how this entire thing works. That's increased since this morning. Yeah, it has. This morning was just about to cross. Yeah. It is chugging along. So it's a big question. Will we kind of want that to zoom in. Definitely not what I wanted. I don't know what that does. Oh. Wait, what? Oh. Somehow we've lost a row. Wait, how did that happen? Oh. Look at that little button. There we go. It was sorted by how much money they made. So we need to make up less than 10 million. Never mind. That's a lot more than I thought it was gonna be. So it's 3. We need 6 million next or this month. This last month in December. There we go. 6 million or yeah, 6 million before the end of the year. I have all the ships I could want, big ones, small ones, and a load of buybacks for everything else, and lower prices, so I don't need sales. Yes, that is my entire way I live. Now I just need them to increase the buyback amount per quarter. It's fine. It's great. Aren't the X1s supposed to be out for this last patch as well? What do we have in this last patch? Kentucky Eye and the X1s. Structural salvage, cargo stuffs. Stuff already being committed. Oh, those are committed for those. Interesting. Rain Commander is doing some work. Deluxe settlements. Wow. Player here. So yeah, we're actually getting a lot of stuff embedded. That's interesting. So we are. So this is. I've seen that this is in. What's it called? The thing that they test before testing. Evocati. There we go. So both of these are in Evocati 3.22 and the replication layer split. Do you think they'll persistent layer in 3.21? So how they're going to run it is whenever it actually hits live, it will be a mirror of whatever live patch is. And then when they do a live patch, so let's say it comes out next week, right? It will work alongside it, and assuming they're not getting enough testing, or they don't get all the testing they want done. There we go. That's proper words. They don't get all the testing they want done, and 3.22 is able to come out. They will update both the testing channel and the live channel, so they'll stay in parity as we go through patches. And then when they are satisfied with the stability of the replication layer, they'll merge it in and we'll just continue on as normal, and then they'll open a new channel. They open a new channel with the next piece of tech, whether that be the crash recovery or there's a couple other pieces of tech, all culminating in the testing channel eventually getting server meshing, which will run in Stanton only for the testing channel. And when they're satisfied with that, they'll merge it back into whatever that next patch is, except that next patch, when they merge it in, will not be whatever, like, let's just use this as a scenario. If, let's say this is whatever patch we're on, so in 320x or 3.x, when we have the server meshing testing channel, when we merge it back in, let's say 3.2 for this example, when we merge back in, this will actually change this number from 3.x plus 1 to 4.0. And that's what's going to happen with the testing channels. And that might even be the end of the whole preview channel thing. They may do more on it, but that's the entire purpose. Is just to get the servers to not die when they say, okay, it's 4.0 now. Where are the cargo elevators? Nowhere in particular. Boxception, yeah. So they haven't said a lot about 322. I still have my suspicions that elevators might be in there. But if it's not, I would expect it. I will be expecting it in whatever patch is next until it comes in. They are far too close to it actually happening. I think we're going to get... I think in one patch we'll get elevators, next patch we'll get instance hangers, next patch we're getting persistent hangers. Music really loud. Yeah, it does that. It do that sometimes. They've been super quiet, yeah. Well, no, they just haven't been on a lot. Like, they talked about it at CitizenCon, and they just haven't had any forum to talk about it yet. So, I don't think they've been quiet. I just think like it hasn't been a topic of conversation yet since CitizenCon. What do you mean we have hangers? I'm kidding. I keep wanting to go back to that video. Wow, that went. Cargo part 1 and cargo part 2.
In looking at the way that our teams are structured, especially after the Montreal merger with Turbulence, we decided to combine USPU as well as Montreal PU into NAPU.
NAPU stands for North American Persistent.
You mean persistent hangers?
Universe.
NAPU is the regroupment of 3 different cities.
In order to kind of create a super team that gives them a lot of coding firepower as well as design firepower.
NAPU is really a collection of people from Austin, from LA, from Montreal.
We're all just getting together to try to make some amazing new features for StarCitizen PU.
So that includes physicalized cargo, in-game shops, and newer features that we're looking into, such as exploration. We're working...
Okay, so that's interesting. I didn't hear that the first time. Physicalized cargo, which we have. Shops. And what did he say? Exactly what did he say?
StarCitizen PU.
So that includes physicalized cargo, in-game shops, and newer features that we're looking into, such as exploration.
Okay, so exploration is on the horizon. What shops are they talking about? a very interesting one. Like I constantly go back to it. I'll just go the Pinterest route because it's a lot easier. Thank you. Why do you not have dark mode? You're not allowed to pin on Pinterest. That's... You guys are so good. Where did the dark mode go? Oh, there it is. Turn that on, please. There we go. Now, if we go down here at the bottom, once it figures out what it's doing. There's one of them. I don't think that's StarCitizen. That's not supposed to be here. Not found. You're not helpful. Not even the least bit helpful. That was weird. Why is that doing that? That's strange. It doesn't even show any of it. Sage. Do. Where did it go? I thought I put them down there at the bottom. That was like the first thing I pinned on this board. There you are. That's what I'm looking for. So this is one of the first concept images that were ever published. And I believe this is supposed to be from ArtCorp because it's basically the only place they were working on at the time. And this is a luxury furniture store. And I've been dying to get shops in this scale. So this is a Casaba. Just huge stores compared to what we have currently. So when he says they're working on shops, I'm intrigued. We once had hangars long ago. I enjoyed that. Though they would have expanded that, but they removed it. Thought you mean? Thought they would expand that? Yeah, so that was the entire plan, was to... They were going to take the social module, arena commander module, and the hangar module, and the plan was to kind of start tying them together, and then eventually we'll have an entire game. Because of how they got started with the persistent universe, all three of them were thrown out instead of moving forward with any of them. Arena commander kind of stayed around in like a ghostly state, and then was completely reworked by the new arena commander team. So they recoded like everything there. Hangar module was thrown out. Social module was thrown out with the introduction of the persistent universe. But the original plan was to tie it all together. That's why they started with hangar module. It's simple, and they'll tie it in later. So that was their plan.
We're working on mostly currently cargo and things regarding that.
We recently finished work on the Hull C. NAPU was formed in order to work on larger feature sets for StarCitizen so that those features have the time and resources required to deliver them at the quality level that we want to see. NAPU includes several engineers, production, and QA.
We have 6 different programmers, actually. We have a few that are in LA, and then we have a few more in Austin.
Right now that includes James, Mitch, Kevin, myself, as well as Preston on production and Alicia in QA. Did I say everyone?
We have Mathieu and Emma that are here in Montreal.
Yes, I think I got them all.
So at this point, a lot of what we're working on is still in the design phase.
I would say in the technical design and planning phase, but yeah.
There's a lot of TDD, like technical design document going on, preparing the feature and all the parts. There's a lot of work in that area.
The North American Persistent Universe team are currently at the forefront of the next major evolution of cargo, hangar, and related inventory systems. And as their work begins to enter the PU over the next 3 to 6 to 9 months and beyond, all building to what we...
Excuse me, hold on, what? That was 3 months ago. So, according to what he said, somewhere on some internal document, what they're going to talk about said it was going to be released in 9 months from this show. That makes me real excited. Like using the progress tracker as a map, or the calendar map. Shargo. No. I spelled it how I said it, which was very incorrect. That's super not helpful. So that was 3 months ago. 1, 2, 3, September. And he said at most 9 months. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. May. Now, I don't think it's gonna last. I don't think it's gonna take that long for the elevator. I think the elevators are, like I said, going to come. Like it feels like to me, whatever patch is next. If it's not in 3.22 when it comes out, I'll assume it's gonna be 3.23. And if it's not in that, I'll assume it's 3.24. Like I will just continuously assume it's in the next patch. But what they start talking about is persistent
we hope
hangars.
will collectively become a true cargo career. We here at ISC, well, we didn't want to wait to begin telling the story. As much like the engineering and resource management systems of the EU-PU team, this work promises to be utterly transformative to the overall StarCitizen experience.
It's interesting. So the NAPU team is working on cargo. The EU-PU team is working on resource management. But the Sandbox team is working on a nexus of gameplay, which is the distribution centers. So PU teams are feature-based, and then Sandbox teams are content-based.
So these next 2 shows, well, they're going to be a bit different than normal. That's because we're not going to have anything to dazzle your eyeballs with just yet. Yes, the ISC gameplay capture team, as great as they are, well, we're going to let them take a break this week, as we let members of the NAPU team take you through the design and intention of their current work in a 2-part special we're calling Design Brief Cargo Career.
I cannot wait till we get the design brief on what's it called?
The focus of
Building,
NAPU in the
basically.
foreseeable future is going to include features such as freight elevators and instance hangars, as well as persistent hangars. Freight elevators are...
So, those 3 things, he said 3, 6, 9 months. I don't know if that's what he meant. Like, obviously don't, like, take it to the bank, but That's sure what it sounded like he was saying.
One of the biggest changes to cargo that we've seen in the entire history of the game. They bring the feature from being something that's somewhat magical to something that's physical. It adds friction, but also a gameplay experience around hauling cargo in our game. This one addition, I think, is going to change not just cargo, but also the way that we interact with everything else in the game: inventory, player items, purchases, ship items. It's a fundamental change to how players are going to deal with the world. Freight elevators are going to be implemented as an access point inside of player hangars,
where the player can interface with cargo to get it ready to put it on their ship.
and you'll use a kiosk to interact with the freight platform in order to call things up from your inventory or to put things into your inventory. The way that the freight elevators are going to be implemented is actually using the same technology as we use for the cargo grids in the ships. Players will be using their tractor beams in order to detach things from the platform and then haul it onto their ship, and vice versa. They'll be using the tractor beams in order to detach things from the cargo grids and put them onto the freight platform. I think that this is going to make the whole experience feel a lot more tactile and organic, as well as there's a lot of fun and interesting gameplay around just how you stack things, how you sequence them, take a group of people, decide how you're actually going to load things together. It's like that time that you go and move with a U-Haul and your friends, you got to figure out where to put the couch, but in-game. It's going to be figuring out where do we take that big box, where do we put the ship items, where do we put the guns, and try to sequence it in a way that's both optimal as well as, I think, fun.
We don't just want to have the feature, exist in a void. Really what we want to try and do is work with the whole scope of the game to support cargo. So this is something for outposts.
I keep forgetting that I'm doing my best to be able to go to the next CitizenCon in Manchester. Oh, no, I like listening to this like, what's the game gonna be in a year? Oh yeah, CitizenCon's in a year. Oh yeah, I'm supposed to be going to that. Oh man,
UGF, where we want
I
to
keep
look
forgetting.
at how do we really take advantage of cargo in these spaces.
However, it does mean that the outpost will also support the same manual loading process that the hangars and those other locations use.
So not only are you participating in cargo, in a hangar, in a station, but out in the verse as well, at an outpost.
And while freight elevators will be available throughout locations in the persistent universe, much of the work involved in manually loading and unloading your vehicles will always involve your hangars, which presented the team with some unique challenges to address and overcome, starting with the next iteration of instanced hangars.
Instanced hangars solve a particular problem. How do we have people spending an extended period of time in their hangar loading cargo now that we've added these freight platforms, but also allow the locations to have traffic coming in and out of the landing zones? What we're doing here is decoupling the access to a hangar from the occupancy. And all that really means is that we can dynamically create these hangars at runtime, and they're kind of set aside for players to spend time inside of.
Without getting too much into it, right, you're going to have a personal space. We're just looking at ways that a lot more players can do this simultaneously.
We don't want to have a big choke point of everybody trying to load their ships and unload and all trying to do that in the same space. So we have instance hangars as a way to put you in an area where you can feel comfortable, you can take the time that you want to load or unload your cargo and, really engage in that system the way that you choose.
And so you can actually have your personal space to deal with cargo inside a hangar. And depending on your ship, there'll be different situations and different locations for that.
But the thing with this one is that when you leave, things gonna basically go away.
Once you want to leave, you'll just make a request to ATC, and the hangar will move into place. We'll open up the doors and you'll be able to leave. And then the same thing when landing, you make a request to ATC. The system will allocate the space for you, open the hangar, and you can land. For the players, it will seem seamless, but underneath the hood, the system itself is going to be maintaining a representation of where all the players are, what requirements are needed, without having a bottleneck for players who are actually just trying to play the game otherwise. And then we have persistent hangars.
Still don't like it.
Persistent hangars are kind of an evolution of instant hangars. And really what it is it's our first step towards real player ownership in the game.
Look at all those bags. It's gonna be really nice because once we get the elevator, we'll be able to actually materialize all this stuff, and have a hangar that's this stuff everywhere, and we'll get to know it, but we'll also not really have a home place. Like all the home place will be in our ships, and I really hope that this is possible. Like, there are several ships around and stuff just strewn about. And it just, checks the area of the ship to make sure it's unobstructed. Oh, wow. There's even some Starfare barrels over there. And then once the Sandbox team gets off of the distribution centers, they're going to be starting working on building interiors, which they're going to use this tech to do building interiors, for sure, especially player housing. And player hangars and housing, and we'll look into that in a minute, because they, it takes or it deserves some rewatching because of the stuff they said in these two videos. So it's gonna feel really nice to take all our junk that we've been stringing about our hangars and put them into a nice apartment. It's gonna be really nice.
It is. It's our first step towards real player ownership in the game, beyond ships.
The cool thing is that you'll be able to put your stuff in it, come back to it, and it's still gonna be there.
It's just whatever the player wants to keep inside their hangar, that's their home. They can just leave them lie around. They can arrange them however they want, be it weapons or cargo or dead corpses or whatever.
Very, very long term. I have no clue of any dates or anything, but you'll be able to customize it and upgrade it so it becomes bigger. You can have bigger ships in them, and maybe at some point even having them at distant location. You could buy a second one. For now, it's gonna really be on your own location.
Okay, so wherever you have your home location is going to be where your personal hangar is.
Your character. And
Your
you can
persistent
invite friends to your hangar. You can load up your ship. You can take the haul from your mission, out of your ship and distribute it to your buddies. So persistence of hangars is really important.
This is going to be developed more in the future, and we're going to use the same technology that we're using to build this for other things in the game, such as player hubs. And it's a real, I think, exciting way for the players to feel like they have a more permanent place in the game that they can call their own.
I can't help but notice the ISC gameplay capture team snuck some conceptual visualization in there after all. What can I say? They love what they do. And of course, I'd be remiss if I didn't say that everything you're hearing about today is the current intention of the design team at the time that we film this. Now, as with all things you see and hear about on any ISC, it's always a work in progress, and may, and often will, continue to evolve as development progresses and concepts are tested. Now, so far in our design brief cargo career, we've talked about how you'll move and store your boxes. So let's find out more about what happens inside those boxes going forward.
With 320, we introduced a new packing system that allows us to use a larger set of box sizes. Right now, that includes 1 SEU, 2, 4, 8, 16, 24, and 32. However, with this new version of cargo coming out subsequently, we're going to be adding the ability to have what we call inventory container boxes.
Inventory actually plays a big part of cargo as well. When you look at the sheer scope of number of boxes and
I do believe this is exactly what they're talking about. That's coming out in 322.
a number of weapons and armor and FPS entities that we have in our game, we really want to make sure that not only is cargo physicalized, but that inventory has a proper location and place as well.
If you go to Port Tressler and you hit I, you'll bring up the player inventory screen, and you'll see that, okay, I have my access to Port Tressler inventory no matter where I am standing in the station. That's going to go away. This is very important because what it means is it gives the players a way to transfer in a very clean and effective way all of the loose items that you collect during gameplay.
A big change that's coming up is going to be having properties for those boxes. So that could be something like a box that's fragile, or a box that could be radioactive, or that needs to be kept cold. The other thing we're looking at with cargo and cargo boxes is the ability to store large items in your cargo boxes. This could be anything from a ship weapon to even smaller vehicles like gray cats. That way, when you're going with your friends, you're going to do a long haul across the verse, you can have these larger boxes filled to the brim with as many ship weapons as your ship is going to carry.
Anything that you think you want to take with you and hold on to, now you can put them in an inventory container box, snap them into the cargo grid, and haul it into your ship. Additionally, you'll be able to take those to the freight platforms in order to put them into your inventories. So it gives a kind of universal way to haul things around in the game, as well as a way for players to be able to pirate player inventories now. Now that you have these goods that are locked up together in these inventory containers, it just takes a tractor beam in order to carry them off. So it gives a lot of gameplay possibilities for us to have with these loose items.
I don't get it. What's the difference between inventory boxes and cargo boxes? Why not just use cargo boxes for this? Cargo boxes are not rendering what's inside them. They are a flat, this is 32 SCU of a given resource. So let's say you're transporting hydrogen. This is 32 SCU of hydrogen. Inventory boxes are items specifically. There is no hydrogen item. So you cannot store hydrogen in an item or an inventory container, but you can store P4ARs. So it won't be. This is you could say it. This is 32 SCU of P4ARs, but they actually will have a physical grid, a cargo grid inside of an inventory container, much like the very old. And I don't even know if I can find it. Excuse you. Why can't I type? Why can't I type? Oh, because my cat turned off my keyboard. StarCitizen. If I can spell, it'd be great. No, it's the very old demo.
What they do for StarCitizen. Check it out.
No. Oh, I wonder if StarCast would have it. May I have a link to the video, please? I would like to watch over. Again, was on the phone for most part. Absolutely. It's kind of half about it. So here is the video we're in the middle of. Oh, I see.
Animations that we have right. We have a lot of animations in game. We're also that's
I remember there being like actual footage of it. Just an interview.
Say, for example, like Calyx, he started the grabby hands and kind of
Ship.
Taken out, and then they
open up a whole universe of gameplay possibilities, taking our initial grabby hands idea and incorporating it with the inner thought system has created a ton of new options for design.
Yeah, that's oh, because there's okay, there are 60 I don't know if it was coffee cup or coffee mug. Oh, I wonder if there were actually can I not just skip to the end? Nope. Apparently not.
That bomber takes a little while.
Swingman's hangar, LA office walkthrough. Swingman's hangar, great starship.
Morning, Mark. How are you this morning?
How am I? Haven't seen Mark A-Bit in a while. Was there more pages? There was more pages. And it was only one video. Was it the correct video? It was not.
Working on a cool.
Sherry. No, I know the lighting in the video too. It was quite the episode.
Add up.
Was it a CitizenCon video? I don't remember. It's only one. And it was only there. Okay. Videos. Your oldest first, please. Thank you. I know it was post 2014, which I don't know when that was. 10 years ago would have been 2013, so we need 9 years ago. Late 9 years ago, I guess. Yeah, I just missed all that. Tony! And these don't have, like, any sort of identifier on which one it is. Okay, where's 8 years ago? And we'll just kind of work around there. Here's 8 years ago. Hello. Trying to click on this. Hello. Thank you. Yeah, I missed that sound. Hi, Mark. Spaceships. Interview. Nothing. Tend for the chair. Meet the dev. Bloopers. Commander 1.0. Town hall. Do we not have anything from the system? Ah, Citizen of the Stars. I missed that. Man, where'd Baron go? Whatever happened to Ben? So Ben writes the jump points. He got really sick. He got really, really sick. And had to kind of go away. Also, people got mean. That's why we don't see Sandy as well. So we don't see either of them because the internet and life happened. I really miss them both. That's funny. Starfire. It was in a test level. Hey.
A surprise who? I like that. What about
This is
Welcome, Tara.
Thanks.
Was one of the first places they worked on. Wow, very long interview. Roar. Meeting with Ben Sandy. Well, that's not called. Yeah, you think? No, lighting's off on that. I really feel like it was at a. What are those? Oh, escape pods. I feel it like it was at a CitizenCon. I guess they didn't record CitizenCons back then. I don't know. Steve Bender. No, that one. When was the first CitizenCon? Or at least the first one after I actually joined. Gamescom presentation. I have social module. It's nice we got an actual production team now. Some of these videos were rough. Nice artworks. Work on the vanguards. That's a fish. That's a fish. It's just a fish. Very short episode. Wow. What's that? Is that
Making good
Nyx?
progress. Doing great.
Yeah, it's Nyx. It's gonna be Nyx. Ba-dum. Constellation, or no, Aurora fighting.
Design when he.
I know it wasn't exactly a short demo either. Oh my god, you're taking back in time. I remember watching those. Nice. Look back, Sandy and Ben were kind of cringe though. I love them. Absolutely. They knew exactly how cringe they were being.
In the game and built them.
Far out in the.
That's funny. Whole seas. Oh, is that it?
Talk about on this show on occasion.
It is it.
Essentially,
About it.
you have more direct control over objects in the game world than I've seen anybody else do so far, and it's going to make cargo a lot more real. But check out the post, check out the videos. It's very cool stuff.
Now let's go to the...
No, what video? Where's that?
And a design post on cargo is available as well, complete with video demonstrations of how you will be interacting with the environment in StarCitizen.
This is one of my favorite design posts we've done so far. Calix upstairs here in Santa Monica put that together.
Okay, so back here, that there, this one. Okay, so go back here. That's fine. Oh, because we're looking. Well, no, I was looking for a video. I'll post. I think it would be faster if I do old, but it's still gonna take like 3 hours. And now we wait. Done 13. So it was a post, not a video. Interesting. There's a post with videos. 14. Oh yeah, when did the video come out? 2015, April 2015. So we got the ways. October, November, December, 2015, January, February, March, April. FPS stance and breathing. Interesting. Which episode is it? It is episode. Oh, it doesn't say which episode. It says episode 40. That says 1.42. Does I know it's cargo interactions? Yeah, let's just put it back on the shelf. Now that's just that. Spinning in, picking up. Coin flip. gun. There we go. Finally, this is the one. This is what I've been trying to find for the past however long it's been. So this was the original idea for cargo containers to have inventories. What weapon is that? I don't know if I recognize that. I'm going to pick up the whole box and move them all together. All right. Well, that was a very long. I'm going to leave that open so I can bookmark it later. That was a very long trek back to the video.
A lot of these things will tie into missions and where you decide to place them on your ship. So we're really trying to make sure with cargo, it's not just a wide system, but that we're actually adding these kind of elements to help further gameplay, missions, and purpose.
You guys had the week off. This is a design brief show. It's talking and it's intent, and none of this stuff is ready to show yet. Don't you want a week off? Your stuff's so weird anyway. Just no weird stuff for Cargo Grid. Back to the spaceship.
We have some additional changes that we're going to be making to the cargo grids that allow them to have any sized item attached into them. At the moment, we have effectively one kinds of items
This is a really big
attached to
change.
the cargo grids. Those are the cargo boxes, and they all have a similar size step on the dimension. And what I just mean by that is they're all what we call 1 SEU length multiples on each side. We're going to have it to where anything can attach to the cargo grid as long as it's a physical item in the game. Anything that you can grab with that tractor beam that can reasonably snap into place will be able to snap into place. And this is a requirement just to satisfy the inventory changes that we're making now that you won't have this kind of magical access. But it also, I think, broadens the horizons about what your cargo grid and all of your ships can be used for. I think it'll also open up a lot of fun gameplay around just figuring out how to arrange all these things in a way that works well.
So yeah, that's part one of our talk about Design Brief Cargo Career. Next week, we'll be back with changes to vehicles.
And that's such a big episode. They said so much in there.
So basically, NAPU is what we like to call it. It was like USPU before. We had Intel PU, we had the Austin guys. I'm not sure if they add an acronym. So I guess North America PU made sense.
Do you like NAPU as a name?
Yeah, it's all right. It sounds like Nabu almost.
Why should we care about cargo? Or why should you care about cargo? And to me, the answer is because I never thought of StarCitizen as just FPS. In fact, I would say the thing that makes me the most excited about StarCitizen is that it's a whole world of people who have their own ambitions and goals, and they're interested in different things. And to me, cargo represents a way to get into the world, to play with your friends in order to engage with other players, even in this dynamic way. You have all of this player interaction that comes around hauling the cargo, dealing with
I
pirates.
can't wait to see the amount of people doing cargo drop off a cliff when they say, "Oh, you have to load your own ship now." I'm so waiting for it.
People to defend yourself from pirates, and it generates this whole kind of economy and simulation of player.
Nothing big enough to. Nothing that comes to kit was at 32, 64, 96 SCU. Nobody's going to go after 96 SCU that you're going to need an Ares for. You're probably going to want a light fighter. Like, that's a medium, right? The Saber. You're gonna want a light fighter, or maybe 2 mediums because you have turrets on here. Like, you're not gonna get like constellations coming up against this thing. Like, there's just not enough worth in this thing
Pirates.
to be able to
And
go.
it
Well,
generates
maybe
this
constellation is like the biggest thing you're gonna come up with. Again, no
whole kind
no
of
Ares.
economy and simulation of player interactivity. And I think
Carrick's
this
not gonna come
kind
after
of
it.
thing is at the root of what makes Star Citizen special. Today in the game, we've had all of this, what I call instantaneous cargo.
When you're in the real physical world, things don't just appear and disappear in your car, right? A person going to Costco, they don't just click on a few things in the kiosk and it magically appear at the back trunk of their car.
That kind of magic way of opening inventory is gonna disappear, and it's gonna become that warehouse inventory.
With these new changes with the freight platform and the cargo grid and inventory container boxes and needing to move things manually with the tractor beam, it is going to add a certain amount of friction into that whole experience.
The benefit of manual loading is really that you get to choose how you organize your cargo and how you get to load it on your ship. You know, you've got one guy that's loading the bigger boxes with the vehicles. You have your other friend that's loading in, you know, your ship weapons. Another maybe is loading up commodities for a long haul. And you can organize that, snap everything to the cargo grid, tractor beam it onto your ship, and head out with your friends.
It's interesting. So here we see the missiles stacked go away, 3 high in a kind of cube. But in
Just mean by that is they're all what we call 1 SEU length multiples on each side. We're going to have it to where anything.
In this one, they're all flat. Everything's flat. There's only 1 item high everywhere. So I wonder which is which. I know these are both conceptual, but I wonder if that's even gonna be a thing. Like, which one of these would be more closer to what we'd actually get.
Up commodities for a long haul, and you can
Like, these are technically not on the cargo grid. Also, I want these boxes.
organize that, snap everything to the cargo grid, tractor beam it onto your ship, and head out with your friends for an adventure across the verse.
I don't think you go adventuring in a hammerhead.
The cargo career is at the heart of what Star Citizen aims to achieve. Not just a universe of exploration and conflict, but one of commerce and opportunity as well. And last week we shared the first part of its next iteration with a discussion of freight elevators, instanced and persistent hangars, varied cargo boxes, and a new cargo grid that'll expand the possibilities of your ships in new and exciting ways. So here in part 2, we're gonna dive a little deeper into the systems underpinning it all, starting with how we intend inventory to evolve next.
And speaking of inventory changes, this leads us to what I think is one of the other very big transformations that's happening with these new sets of features.
So instead of having something like a magical bag of holding, you actually have a place where you can go to put your items, to store them, and you know that it's safe while you go out and do future travels. One thing that we want to do is really kind of physicalize inventory in terms of you need to be at a specific location to use that inventory and management. So this gives us a lot of benefit across the game where you know exactly where your stuff is and where to get it and where to go to organize it.
Now you'll be accessing that inventory via the freight platform and the hangars. You'll be using the freight platform to put it down. If you want to take something out, you use the freight platform to take it out. And you can use these inventory container boxes that I mentioned previously in order to optimize that kind of hauling. Let's say you realize you have a lot of guns that you want to take with you. Well, in the kiosk inventory management screen, you can move those items into a single box to aggregate them together so that you just use one pass with the tractor beam in order to move it all onto your ship. It also means that you'll have the ability to haul larger things in the game more efficiently by taking them and putting them into these larger boxes, such as ship items that maybe you purchased or stole.
If you want to do some kind of underground assaulting mission, you just bring your big guns and everything, and you also load that into your ship. So everything is going to be really physicalized and no more kind of magic stuff popping here and there.
In addition to the freight platform access, we want to give players the ability to access smaller items without having to go to a hangar. And for this, we're going to add some kind of what I call an item bank. And this is just like a secure box kind of access point in the landing zone so that you don't have to go to a hangar, and it'll look very similar to the other personal inventory interactions. And you can move smaller items around there, such as handguns or meta pins. But again, tying it to a physical location in the game and getting rid of this kind of magic. We're taking that and also applying it to the inventory in the vehicles. Right now in the game, you can hit I while you're inside of a vehicle, and you'll see a similar kind of invisible magical inventory for the vehicle. We're going to be getting rid of that and instead replacing it with a combination of access points like glove compartments in the ship, as well as those inventory container boxes, so that you'll still be able to haul personal items and larger vehicle parts.
Interesting. So your cargo space will then become your cargo space. No more will there be cargo space plus inventory space. Unless there's a glove compartment, an external cargo point on a ship, which I think more ships will get them, and ships that don't have them will get them. If you want to bring cargo, if you want to bring items, you will need to put that in your cargo bag.
Between locations in the game, but you'll have to do it in a way that's physically tied to actual entities that are attached to the cargo grid, as well as exposing it in a way for...
And it's also sounds like they're going to be maybe bringing in the feature that they talked about way back 9 years ago, with bigger items than can fit in box do not go in box. So if your box is this big in the wall, like glove box, or I think was it the Corsair has under the bed storage, you're not going to fit a size 3 component.
People
or railgun or something.
Be able to reclaim them from a wreckage, or maybe even pirate.
So piracy and cargo are two opposite factors. Repair and salvage are opposite ends of the spectrum. What are the other opposites? I mean, security hacking, I suppose, but Boop.
So, lots of changes coming with everything being physicalized, everything stored in boxes, and no more magic bag of holding. But how will you inventory your inventory? Well, that's where the new hangar kiosk comes into play.
Freight elevators are going to be implemented as an access point inside of player hangars, and you'll use a kiosk to interact with the freight platform in order to call things up from your inventory or to put things into your inventory.
The player controls the freight elevator through the freight elevator kiosk because we have to coordinate between 3 different doors. The kiosk is what determines when the door should open, when the door should close, when the cargo get loaded and all that stuff. So that is the physical thing that's basically going to bring up cargo for you and then also like take cargo from you when you sell it.
The kiosk is going to be the center point of the hangar. This is really where you'll manage everything. So it's not just the cargo stuff that you manage through the kiosk. You will be able to manage your inventory, basically bringing up the stuff, sending it back. It's also going to be those small items. You also going to have some sort of inventory box.
Do you remember? No. Them saying capitals will remain persistent in the verse. Do I remember them saying it? Yes. Do I know anywhere to start looking for that? I don't. I do, however, remember saying that. I know at the extent of that, the Bengals will always be persistent. I don't know if Idris Javelins will be. And what kind of idea they have. So javelins, I believe they did say javelins would be constantly persistent. And they talked about that in a lot of, I think they talked about in the Mission Together video early this year. I think early this year, early last year. Is one of the Januaries. And they were talking about in lieu of, they didn't want to say if you have a Javelin, then you have your own server on the interior of that Javelin, or at the exterior, however they write. So they want to write an algorithm that will scale up and down the servers depending on demand, not just if you have Javelin, then new server. Because then 2 Javelins can't fight anyway. So, Orion might remain persistent. That it all depends. It all depends on if you can store it, I think, and you cannot store an Orion. So yeah. Because, like, there's no hangar that can store an Idris or a Javelin or a Bengal. And there's no way to store a Orion. I think it will go a lot like the lawful system for buildings, which is if you are inside of a claim system, like you're very good, like you have invulnerability shield when you're offline. I also think that we're gonna get space parking lots. So near stations, there'll be designated areas for long store ships. That way, it is in a protected zone. So basically, you have these areas where you can log off that your ship is persistent and also protected. So if you just go off the beaten path and leave your ship around, so it could find it and could steal it or blow it up. We also need the bed logging to be fixed for big ships, so which I imagine is also a server meshing thing. I think they'll remind people of that when it is actually relevant. They don't like reiterating or restating stuff before it's relevant.
We'll be able to interact with, to put stuff in it. Basically, everything is gonna go through that kiosk. So everything is central to the kiosk.
It's easy to see how all of this will redefine the open sandbox experience at the core of Star Citizen's persistent universe. But what if a cargo career isn't for you? What if you just like to run the occasional mission? Don't want to spend your time loading boxes or prefer speculating on the market economy around it all? Well, the purview of NAPU is to construe for you, too.
We are going to have missions in the game that latch on to this. So for example, you'll be able to take a mission where a corporation like Crusader will ask you to haul their cargo for them. And this is an opportunity for players to engage with this kind of gameplay of hauling and manual loading without having such a large investment in the game. Right now, cargo has largely been required to have a large investment, speculation, and risk on the part of the players. And where we're going is we're going to be reducing that risk for certain sets of players who don't want to engage with that kind of speculation, while still allowing them to have this kind of fun, manual loading, kind of packing experience. On the other hand, if the thing that you are more interested in is that kind of speculation and that kind of trading and wheeling and dealing and trying to just cut the best profit, we are still going to have a certain amount of automated loading in the game. It just won't be instantaneous. You'll have to use a service. It'll cost a little bit more. It'll take time. You won't have access to your ship while it's being loaded. But depending on the kinds of gameplay that you're looking for, if you enjoy that more physical kind of gameplay, we'll have that there for you. If you're more interested in just kind of profit trading, we'll also have a path for you there too. So I think in this kind of new world of cargo and all these new features that we're coming out with, we're trying to make sure that for all the people that are looking to play with this, that there's something there for them. And of course, all of this comes with a large amount of economy tuning that's going to need to rebalance things now that we have physicalized movement, guaranteed friction on the transactions. So all of these things we can use to rebalance it and hopefully make it to where if you're interested in taking high risks, there's a path for you to maybe get a better profit. Vice versa, if you don't want to, there's still a way for you to be able to play the game and not be overly punished. That's going to be an ongoing endeavor, and we'll talk more about that as we get closer to release.
So lots of changes coming to Star Citizen with the work being done by the North America Persistent Universe team. So let's go ahead and let them bring it all home and see if we can't maybe just sneak in one more tiny, big addition people have been waiting for too.
Your Twitch link gives me this error. Sorry, unless you've got a time machine, that content is unavailable. Oh, weird.
Another big thing that we're working on is unique item recovery. This is something that the fans have been asking for a long time, and we're hoping that it's really gonna finally resolve this problem of losing items or losing items mid-mission.
It looks like a simple subject, but there's a lot of little things to think about, like people buying some gear, giving to their friend and claiming it back. What happens to the version that was given to their friends, or even like if your buddy gets looted by somebody, how do we want to kind of cope with that?
So one of the ideas that we have running right now is that you would have a lost and found within your hab. So if you're playing...
Which link is that? Where did you get the link in the first place? That's definitely not what I wanted to open.
Your mission crashes, you lose your progress, but you can go back to your hab, restart that mission, grab that item, and continue on where you left off.
YouTube, okay. Where on YouTube? Ah, okay. Sorry, TV. I know what the problem is. The problem is that's not my account. There you go. Edit description. That. Save. Now I'm gonna have to check that for a bunch of videos.
And we're really hoping to apply this to subscriber items and other unique items as well.
I think in the long run, we have a lot
Redirects
of
to an
plans.
account that doesn't exist.
Really trying
changed
to
the name of the
build
account.
out a feature set that can incorporate a lot of different ships, that can incorporate your teams, that allows you to be more in control and allows you to try to find the best way.
At least this one shouldn't. Interesting. Hey, thanks for the follow. Thank you so much. Nope, that's the wrong video.
Ways that work for you and your group. Then right now, that's the main thing we're working on.
Our universe is big. We're going to keep building more systems, more planets, and we really want to find a way to make that exciting. We want to have you take goods from one planet to the other, explore places that you haven't seen, loading up, organizing all of your gear, all of your equipment, having it snapped to a grid, keeping everything safe. And it's a huge part of Star Citizen and where we want to go with the game.
That is a summary of that we're working towards for physicalized cargo. Now, this is going to be an ongoing process, starting with the first set of changes coming out with 320, automated loading in the whole with the whole C, and the new packing system that's coming out there. But We'll continue this work of adding these things like freight elevators, hangar instancing, persistent hangars, inventory containers, all of that, and continuing into subsequent releases. So I hope you enjoyed hearing about it, and I think I'll be back a few more times to get into more details about those things.
I look forward to seeing what they're developing in the future, and then also showing it off to the community and team.
So what did we learn in the last 2 weeks? Whew. And we'll see you all here next week. And breathe.
Do you need a thank you, goodbye?
No.
Peace out.
That's it.
All right, so that's cargo. That one posted works. Okay, good. Oh boy, I am out of ideas. Well, we're gonna take a short break. If you guys got questions, put them in the chat, and we will be back shortly. Probably gonna like get some water, stretch legs, maybe eat something real quick. So I'll be right back. Let's try this again. Sis and Jags said, "Gotta go to bed. See you. I'll see you later. Hope you have good sleeps." What is my cat doing? All right. Hope you have good sleep, sir. Theorycraft replication layer in 322 discuss. No, replication layer in 321. Well, at least. What are you doing? He's so loud. It was said several times by many different places that we're gonna start. Sorry. We're gonna start the replication layer split tech channel during 321, and I don't think they'll have time to finish testing it before 322 comes out. So we'll have it. Well, they already started testing it in Evocati, so it should be soon-ish. Like, basically, the testing channel is just a duplicate of the live channel with a tweak. So I imagine that should get through its paces swiftly. However, I think they just don't have enough QA resources to do both the testing for 322 and for the replication layer split test channel. So because both of them are in Evocati now, I think they're going to focus on 322 to get that out in a month. And we may have some test channel, some weirdness of the replication layer test channel, and then I don't think we'll be getting a integration of the replication layer split until 322 or 323. Sorry. Cat, what are you doing? Yeah, you. What are you doing? What? Are you done? He is not. What are you doing? Alrighty. Oh boy. It's fine. Talk about the cat, handsome cat, I assume. By the way, hello. Oh boy, let's see here. What else? We don't have a ton of time. We have about half an hour left of the show, most because I'd like to keep some semblance of a sleep schedule, and I oh, I have stuff to do after stream that I need to get to, and I have stuff that I'm going to be using as procrastination to do as well. Did you see the tease of the new Mirai hover bike? Oh, it's Mirai. Interesting. In the IE magazine thingy. I assume I have. I just didn't know that's where it came from. Ah, okay, it's right here. I see. I mean, that's even a worse image. Oh yeah, because that's the Mirai logo. That's I didn't even think of that. That's the Mirai thing. Is it though? Yeah, no, that's it. So where are my orange room photos? Capture. No, not captures. Images. Hi, cat. What are you what you doing there, bud? What you doing? You done being a wacko? No, he says no. That's one of the silhouettes from the ship. From the oh my, that's one of the silhouettes from the ship section at SixCon. Yes. Where are my orange room photos? Cat. there. Specifically, that are these. And it doesn't tell us if they touch the ground or not. The one thing that we're all waiting on. We knew that spot. We didn't know who was by, though. So that's fun. Also, new creature. I don't know if it's a new creature, but... yeah. We've seen all of these ads before. Oh, that's it. These are all the days. Where do you put that in, though? I feel like there's an ARG something attached to that. I just don't know where to put it in. Can you actually click? Oh, you can actually click on those. That's nice. The future of performance. I would love to see an actual video of somebody actually using the Furies in combat. I had such higher hopes for this thing. Like, it looks cool, but it does not fly cool. Before they removed the gravity from the Carrack hangar doors, I used to fly a fleet of Furies atop a Carrack and a C8R in the hangar. Nice. Very cool. Love to see like somebody like professionally print that out. Yeah, we really don't have any interesting stuff before the end of the year as far as like money goes, like as far as like ships and things. Like sure, the X1 is coming out, but that's not going to drive a lot of sales. How are we going to make up that next little bit? Last 6,000 or yeah, 6 million dollops. Cause so I'm pretty sure I have this in here as well. Yeah. So this orange line is par. I don't know what the heck this line is. No idea. So before 2020, this is the projection of the orange line. Like this is where we assumed everything's going to go. So handedly past that. Assuming from 2013 to 2022, that kind of ramping, because it was kind of two different eras. So between 2012 and 2019, that was one era, and then 2020 and 2021, it set just this entire new precedent. So maybe we're on that projection, and for that, again, we've way past it. So assuming we're not like, if we meet 2022's numbers, again, that was already a new era, and if we can make it to the projected, what is it, 120 million? I don't think we'll make it all the way there, but still, that I don't know how StarCitizen is doing that much. I honestly don't know. That is insane. So this was 8 million last year. We could definitely do that. So all we need is 6 million to match the amount. So even if this is a couple percent lower than this month, that's funny. This was even a minus 31 or a minus 13 over this year. Interesting. This was the biggest year. Plus 81%. That was the biggest December. So these 2 months like started the trend for these two. Very interesting. It's interesting that there's like no correlation for amount spent. I guess technically we did hit record new numbers for citizens in 2022, but that has never correlated to any amount of pickup in sales. It's very interesting. What? You got a thing in your eye. No, you got a thing in your eye. There you go. Now you don't have a thing in your eye. What does historic mean? What do these bubbles mean? Very interesting. Almost up to 650 million already. Jeez. 600 million has just flown by. Oops, I did close it. Oh no. I'll have to go and look for it. Let's see, what else is there to cover? What do we got? Not a whole ton. Wikipedia update. I don't really want to read through all this because it's all Xi'an stuff, and it makes my mouth hurt. The C1 is medium hauler, manufactured by Crusade Industries. That supports a crew of up to 2 people. Designed for mid-range cargo deliveries and courier jobs. The Spirit comes with a 64 SCU hold and an industrial-grade tractor rig. In addition, it has 4 forward-facing guns and 2 missile racks, providing its pilots with protection during trips through dangerous areas of space. Sort of. Sort of. I mean, it's better than nothing, sure, but What are you doing, cat? Hmm? Hmm. Do a couple of different games in AC before we leave. Nobody's on? What? Find that hard to believe. There's a lot of bullets in this gun. Can't see how many I have on me. That is puzzling. How is nobody on? That's interesting. I would like to play around. Rar. Should be waiting for one player. Nope, wait. We found someone.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Start.
Weapons free. Let's do this.
Oh, there he is. Oh man, I got the jump on him too, and I still lost. Did I mention I'm bad at this game? Very slow game. Oh, there's two of them. Gosh dang it. Oh, nicely done. Nicely done. I was just really bad there. Oh, oh. Well done. Tied. How did I get a fourth? I thought it was 3. I got him. Oh, he left. Why did the third guy leave? Yeah, he's bugged. Ooh, I got a grenade launcher now. I got him. Broken AI. That's great. Love the name. Oh my gosh. Come on, come on. Heal, 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 heal. Oh, bunch of people in here now. All right. Oh no! Oh, I got him. I think. What level am I? 13 now. Dang it! Well done, dude. Well done. No, stop putting your feet on my keyboard. Can't escape the bat's head. He's still bleeding out.
Match over. You have won the match.
That was great. That was great. I enjoyed that. All right, one more of these and we'll, I guess, wrap up. I'm kind of planning on doing some races as well. Oh. Oops. Can't remember that.
Elimination is about to begin. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Begin.
Get me out of this room. Yeah, it's a terrible plan. Wow, really? Nobody? Okay, we'll go in after the next kill if nobody comes out. Oh, man, there was. Yeah. Apparently they do not like the EVA combat. Ooh. Ooh. Go heals, dude. Before I take you out. Ooh. Oh, man, I did not think he was at the top of the stairs. Ooh, I dropped down. I dropped down a level. God, that was hard. Oh! Jeez. Okay, no, I deserve that one. Oh man, the guy's up by 2 now. Jeez. Jeez. Oh, jeez. I did not. That's so dumb. Oh, it's so dumb. Oh, jeez. Just get a quick heal there. Jeez. Oh, who was? Ow, 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 ow. Oh, I was flying right into him. I couldn't see him. Okay, I'm only one behind the hill here now. Okay, this is fine. This is all fine. Where was he? He was right here. Okay, we're just gonna go back to that. Captain Jack. Oh, it's bad. Time to leader though. Got the hardest guns on the horizon though. Oops. Crashed. All right, that's what we're gonna do for now. Because you can't mid-join. Well, I don't think the whole joining in mid works when it's every con. All right, let's do a couple of things. Let's go back to the screen. Let us find a rating target and let's wow, I only have one person here that is doing the StarCitizen and they have 200 people already. So we're gonna try and see Let's see. How is their stuff? They're not talking. Oh, it's muted. Never mind. All right, so we got this rain target. I have no idea how to pronounce their name. However, we're gonna raid them. And there we go. They only have 6 people, so go say hi, and I'll be back. Not tomorrow, but the day after tomorrow, Friday. For I don't know if we're doing Minecraft or Space Engineers, but we're gonna start mixing it up this Friday and possibly Saturday. Though I might have some other stuff to do this Saturday that will stop me from streaming. But thank you everyone for coming. Thank you, Citizen Jags for the follow, and I'll see you all in 2 days. Thank you so much for coming, and as always, be kind. Bye everyone. I can't do it yet. Bye everyone in a minute. Ending stream. There we go. In 3, 2, 1. Tell them I said hi, and as always, be kind.